Cinema can appease everybody, whether it is those who are looking for adrenaline, pumping action, a good laugh, a nice romantic story, or in the case of this videos, movies that will challenge you into puzzling everything together. Beware, you might be thinking after these films long after you finish them. By the by, I'm the movie guy and let's start this list. Number 5, Primer. Now, even though this film is at the bottom of the list, these films are ranked in no particular order, so it doesn't mean that this is the worst of the list.
Did you see that? I swear that was him. What the hell's he doing? Just sitting outside my house at 2 in the morning.
Primer is a story about 4 entrepreneurs who build a machine that does, well, they don't exactly know, but they know that it does something important. They send letters out to potential investors and in the end they manage to get the machine working. And with this machine they travel through time. There they meet their future selves, and the big question of the film is whether we are watching the present day characters who have jumped forward in time or if we are watching the persons who have lived in the future. It sounds complicated because the film is very complicated, and I know there are some people out there who love watching these types of film and understanding something from it. Shane Carruth wrote, directed and starred in this film, and he also has another very complex film in Upstream Color. Number 4, A Clockwork Orange.
Surprising, aggressive, young, bold, vicious. He'll do.
The highly controversial film directed by Stanley Kubrick takes the 4th position in this list. It's a film about a very violent gang leader named Alex who gets caught by the police and he is forcibly rehabilitated into changing his bad behavior. The film takes place in the future, not in the year that it was released, which was 1971. The film is extremely graphic, so it's not for those with a faint heart, but it is very, very good. If you can stomach really violent behavior, then I think you will definitely love this film. The big question that this film asks us is whether it is morally right to forcibly change human behavior, bad human behavior, in the case of this film is actually pretty horrible, into something good. Do we take their humanity by basically not allowing them free will? Malcolm McDowell gives the performance of a lifetime as Alex in this film, directed, written, and produced by Stanley Kubrick. Number 3, Persona.
Persona is the drama of a despair. A silence.
Ingmar Bergman's classic is still debated to this day. In the middle of a theater performance, actress Elizabeth suddenly stops talking and she hasn't talked for a long while. Her psychiatrist thinks that it would be a good idea if she went to the beach with her nurse named Alma. A lot of strange things happen there. One of the biggest questions in the film is why has Elizabeth stopped talking? Another very interesting debated point is a dream sequence that could actually be reality, and the third is whether these two characters are actually turning into the same person. This is a fantastic film and I think you guys will overcome the subtitles for this one. Also, a big round of applause for Bibi Andersson and Liv Ullmann for their tremendous performances in this film. Number 2, Identity.
There was a storm.
It was an accident. We had an accident.
And we got stuck and we couldn't get out. We couldn't get out because of the storm.
A 2003 film. It's about 10 people who arrive at a motel and they are being killed one by one and nobody knows by whom. At the same time, it's the story of a man who is convicted of a lot of murders, so these two stories are happening at the same time. The film is actually pretty smart. I didn't expect it to keep the same pace for the entire acts of the film, and I think you guys will have a good time with it. Of course, the big mystery of this film is who is the killer between these guys. The film is directed by James Mangold and the cast includes some notable names such as John Cusack, Ray Liotta, and Amanda Peet. Number 1, Predestination.
Something this job has taught me is that truth is stranger than fiction.
You're not talking about bartending, are you?
I'm not talking about bartending.
This film has gotten a lot of attention and a lot of plaudits because it is so very mind-blowing and all of that is absolutely true. This film will have you trying to figure out how everything falls into place and I think it is a dream for a puzzle fan. It's about a time officer, which is an officer that jumps forward and backwards in time in order to catch criminals, and he is trying to catch a very elusive bomber. And that's everything that I will say about the story of this one. You should discover it for yourself and trust me, it will blow you away. Did you get the pun? The Spierig brothers wrote and directed this flick, and the cast includes one of my favorite actors of all time, Ethan Hawke, and there's also Sarah Snook and Noah Taylor, and they are remarkable in this film. It does seem like a lot of these films were written and directed by the same person or persons in some cases, and I think that is because the writers just didn't trust other directors with their passion project, because making a complicated film, a very complex film, is very, very tricky, and people can get possessive of their baby. Of course, there are a lot of complex movies out there. This is just 5 of them, and if you guys want, I will make another list for you guys in the future. Just let me know down in the comments if that sounds appealing. And also let me know down in the comments which one of these films sounds the most appealing. While you are there, you can press that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video, of course. You can click the bell to get notifications every time my videos get uploaded too. And until next time, keep on watching movies, guys.